This is a brand new Giant Defy endurance bike, the company's 5th generation model, and which they say is lighter, smoother and more efficient than the old bike. And in this video we'll find out just what that actually means and go through all the changes on this new bike. Let's start with the frame then, which is all new, and there are 3 levels to choose from as well depending on your budget: Advanced, Advanced Pro and the SL, which I have here. And this SL has a claimed frame weight for a size medium of 785 grams, which is very impressive for an endurance bike with all the space for wide tyres it has compared to race bikes. And for comparison, that Factor O2 VAM I reviewed a little while ago, which is a pure climb bike, has a frame that's only 55 grams lighter than this one here. So a very impressive frame weight for sure. And a good looking frame as well. I like the shape of the down tube, the drop rear stays, that thin top tube and a nice fork blades as well. The fork is all new too and lighter than the old one. We have space for up to 38mm wide tyres, and all bikes come spec'd with 32, so not as good as the new Roubaix at 40, but 38 is probably wide enough for most people. We have mudguard mounts as well, front and rear, which is nice to see. There are no extra mounts for bottles and bags as we saw on the Roubaix. Whether it's a good thing or not depends on your point of view and what you're using the bike for. And then we have fully internal cable routing with their own handlebar and stem, and the brake hoses go underneath the stem into this oversized head tube, and probably does point to where the new TCR might go with the next update of that platform. Buying new bikes these days can cost a lot of money, but I found a great marketplace for buying pre-owned bikes that doesn't break the bank. It's called Bicycle. It's Europe's biggest marketplace for pre-owned bikes and is now available in the US. They believe buying your dream bike shouldn't break the bank, and their platform makes it easy and safe to buy a pre-owned gem. They offer a massive range of high quality pre-owned bikes covering road, gravel and mountain bikes, and some bikes are up to 50% cheaper than new bikes. Take this Bianchi XR3 for example. What a bargain, looks like an amazing buy. And there are loads more examples like this on their website. And if you're looking to sell a bike, they make the whole process super easy and quick. They even take care of all the packaging, which is sent straight to your house. And to make the whole process easier, all payments are secure and insured, so there's no risk to the buyer or seller. So what are you waiting for? Get yourself a pre-owned gem and save yourself a load of money by using the website link down below in the description. And it is a very clean looking bike for the category as well. And something that Giant is clearly proud of is the fact there are no suspension or shock absorbers built into the bike. Trek have their ISO-speed decoupler, Specialized their Future Shock. So rather than add any complexity to the bike, they instead rely on the carbon fiber layup and the shape of the tubes. And they say that the shape of the rear triangle, the drop rear stays and the new seat posts deliver 42% more compliance than the old bike, which is quite an impressive improvement over a bike that was already very smooth indeed. And a key feature in delivering the smoothness it claims to do is what they call D-Fuse technology, something they first introduced on the Defy back in 2018 or 2019. And this is simply a D-shaped profile used on the seat post, the seat tube, the fork blades and the handlebar, claimed to give more compliance than any other profile. And the seat post itself is a very extreme vision of the concept. They really pinch it in here up to the seat clamp, and that is claimed to give up to 7mm of flex with the saddle moving back and forward to give comfort in the saddle. So when you hit a pothole or a bump in the road, that saddle can flex back more than it would with a regular seat post. But then up front, we have both a new fork and a new handlebar, which are claimed to give nice smoothness through the front end. The handlebar has a D-Fuse technology as well, very slender profile on the tops, and is claimed to allow the handlebar to bend down a small amount, but not bend up. So good stiffness when you're sprinting, but a bit of flex when you hit a rough road or cobble or something else that's trying to ruin your ride. So new handlebar, new fork, drop rear stays and that seat post claim to offer a smoother ride than the old bike. But the question you probably want answered, and I know I do, is how does this approach for the Defy compare to a Specialized Roubaix, Trek Demani or a Canyon enduro race? Well, that's something I'm going to try and dig into more in the future and hopefully bring some science to the testing to find out once and for all which is the smoothest, most compliant endurance bike. So stay tuned for that. A sub to the channel would be tremendous. The good news is that the new Defy starts from just over £2,000, so a very accessible price point. And here in the UK at least, there are quite a few bikes costing between £3,000 and £5,000, so a good bunch of mid-range options. This bike though, well, this is a top of the range model, the Advanced SL0, and costs nigh on £12,000 or $12,000 or euros. So a lot of cash, but it is the Halo product, the top of the range, throwing all the bells and whistles at it, and my goodness me, is it a good looking bike. And is it light? Is it ever? This is a size ML, and it's 7 kilos on my scales, without pedals, with cages and a computer mount fitted, which is damn impressive for an endurance bike with big fat tyres and all that focus on comfort. And that is lighter than many race bikes that are trying to be as light as possible. And that low weight definitely makes it an even more enticing option against the onslaught of race bikes that are getting ever better in terms of comfort and compliance, and really pushes, for me at least, endurance bikes back onto the main stage of contenders when you're buying a bike like this. To have all the comfort and smoothness and practical details like wide tyres and mud guards and a low weight is pretty amazing. And to make the bike as light as it is, we have some very spangly equipment indeed. We have a SRAM red AXA group set, you know the deal now, removable batteries, wire shifting, hydraulic disc brakes, and we have a power meter as well, a proper dual side left-right power measuring device. And the other reason for the low weight are the wheels. The company's own Cadex 36 wheels, which weigh about 1,300 grams, so very, very light indeed. Not the lightest, but damn light nonetheless. They have a wide, shallow carbon rim, tubeless, hookless only, with these carbon bladed spokes that look really cool, and aluminium hubs, and look amazing. And the tyres are also from Cadex, a 32mm wide filed tread pattern, the same width you get on all bikes, right down to that base model, costing just over £2,000. So nice light wheels, wide tyres, carbon seat post and handlebar, nice saddle, and this bike comes with a Boss cages fitted and a computer mount for Wahoo or Garmin computers. Now, we all know that race bikes, like the company's own TCR or a Tarmac for example, are focused primarily on being as light, stiff and aerodynamic as possible. But race bikes are generally getting better when it comes to comfort and compliance, thanks mostly to spacer wide tyres. But endurance bikes like this one and the Roubaix and the Enduro Race from Canyon are getting racier, lighter, more aerodynamic and generally better performance, but usually with more comfort and bigger tyres than any race bike. And all that makes choosing a new bike ever trickier. A race bike with wide tyres or an endurance bike with even wide tyres. It depends on your focus and your priorities when riding your bike, but definitely an interesting topic for debate. So let me know your thoughts by leaving a comment down below. There will be a more in-depth, thorough review on the bike in the near future. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit this button right here so you don't miss any updates from Just Ride Bikes. And if you want to see a review of the Specialized Roubaix SL8, then do watch the video up here somewhere. Go and watch that. Got any questions, any feedback, feel free to leave a comment down below. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.